Welcome to another review and discussion. I'm Ace.
And I'm the Angry Raccoon.
And today we're going to be talking about Blade Runner 2049.
Not to be confused with Blade Runner 2019 or 22 or 20.
Or 2036. Or any of the others.
Or the inevitable sequels that will have names that will be so easy to understand.
Blade Runner 2067.
Yeah.
The Phantom Menace.
How catchy. But enough joking on the title.
So I've seen the film, Raccoon has not.
Mm-hmm.
And think a lot of people, when it's reviews, all they're really saying is it's visually great.
The visuals. It's all about the graphics, you know.
Yeah, the graphics.
I think it is fair to give the visuals props because a lot of it was done as practical effects, which is fantastic. And
I will say they are stunning.
They're very striking.
But that's not the only thing to talk about in this
That's
film.
not just the film.
Yeah. And so I think I'm going to start off by saying one thing. Is Deckard a replicant? They have one line and they say, don't know. That's literally it. They bring it up for a line and just address it and get rid of it. And that's like later on in the film. And
that is surprisingly restrained.
Yes.
It's almost as if Ridley Scott had no involvement in this film.
Yeah, it's like Denis Villeneuve was like, alright, come on, just get out of the way.
It's not important and no, he's not a replica. So move on.
They say they don't know.
He's not in most people's opinions, my opinion included. But
I think it can work either way. I think
it can work either way, but I think for a better series, he's not.
I think the point is that whether he's a human or replicant, it doesn't matter. But
yeah, I know.
Yeah, we'll get past that. So, want to talk about the first thing. Detective K, which is Ryan Gosling. Great character. I loved it. He's literally a replicant. They say that straight at the beginning. It's like, you like hunting your own kind? And I'm like, you're not my own kind, I don't run away. Which, that was cool. And he has like a tussle with Dave Bautista, who's a replicant. Which, that was a great thing. Someone said there was an action to like 30-40 minutes in. It's like, that's actually the first 5 minutes, what you want about. I think
they were getting into the cinema at that point.
Probably.
They were still on their phone.
Yeah. But I thought that was great, and his whole character is this almost broken down, I'm within this, like, society, and yet it doesn't respect me, and I'm just enduring it. Like, his co-workers at the police station, they're all like, you're a fucking skin job, get the hell away from me, and people graffiti it on his door, so clearly people hate him because he's a replicant.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, or at least he's just trying to get on with his life and do stuff like that. And this is where my favourite subplot comes in. He has a quote-unquote girlfriend called Joy, which is a hologram AI, which is amazing, and it's owned by the Wallace Company.
Is that what that thing is?
Yeah.
Because that's actually is a real woman.
Yes,
it is. They did the principal shooting for.
Yeah. I believe the actress is Ana de Armas. The hologram is called Joy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very pretty lady.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Very. And the whole character of Joy is essentially this product AI that's supposed to keep people content within this disgusting society where people are constantly belittled and dehumanized. And I think the Joy subplot is fucking amazing.
It's very interesting.
A lot of people have related it to the film Her.
Yes, I can completely understand that, yeah.
But context of the films, they're completely different.
They are completely different, and they're both doing the same thing in great and unique ways. So I can understand the comparisons, but it's not quite the same thing. It's in some sense you could say it's kind of like in reference to right now we are still developing things like this, kind of as you see the early stages with the
Cortana, Siri, that kind of stuff.
Amazon Fire thing, and even the fact that they are developing the holograms to even be there in other parts of Asia and stuff like that. So you know, kind of in tune with that.
And there's a scene that's funny enough in both, and they play out very differently and visually in this film, because the visuals,
the graphics.
It was actually pretty damn amazing. And it felt real. Like, in Terminator, they've got the bit where he's going through the cells and then the gun gets caught.
Yeah.
There's that kind of realism in the scene, which makes it feel tangible. I like that.
Because you couldn't come at this film with fakeness.
Yeah.
If you want this film to be as believable and as practical as the original film, you would have to do practical. Everything has to be real to some extent. Otherwise, you're going to lose it and it's going to fall flat. And that's why I gave the director, Del DeLuise, and Did I say that correctly?
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, just Denny.
It's my voice. I don't think I can pronounce it right now. Too low. But I give him so much props. Actually, being like, no, we need to make Blade Runner. No, emulate Blade Runner.
Yeah. And I'll definitely say that subplot is amazing, and one of my weakest problems with the first film is after a certain point the romance subplot is just really boring and dull. Like when he's talking with Rachel and they're like kissing and all that stuff, it's very bland, and there's a little bit of context.
My least favourite part of the film.
Yeah.
Which is great because it's very tiny, it just goes away very quickly.
Which in this film it's quite like it's there a lot-ish, not enough that it's distracting, but it's there, you feel it, and it works so well. I love that. Also say the first half of the film, first 30 minutes of film, perfect. I thought, oh my god, this film's going to be the best thing I've ever seen.
That's what some people were saying.
Yeah.
And getting angry because other people have complaints towards the film.
Yeah. I think one of my first complaints I'm going to say, it feels too long. 20, 25 minutes too long. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like 3 hours long, this film. It's like 2 hours 40 something. Yeah. Ooh. Very, very long. And it does feel that, at least to me. A lot of people said it goes by in no time. I'm like, I don't agree.
He was too busy looking at the visuals, that's why.
Exactly. The graphics. They were getting caught up on them.
The graphics.
And essentially the A plot is that Deckard, after fighting Dave Bautista, has found out that a replicant has managed to give birth, and the baby's out there somewhere, and his police people are like, you need to get rid of this baby.
Kill that baby!
Otherwise, it's going to incite a riot between replicants and humans.
Yeah.
And that's, you literally follow him doing this investigation work, and whilst the investigation works and it's really good, he even meets with Gaff from the original, in which Gaff makes a little sheep origami. Which,
interesting. Is it the same actor?
Same actor, yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
I will say that I feel like that scene could have been implemented better, but it was nice, and it was a pretty decent cameo.
Okay.
Then, throughout the whole thing, he ends up starting to think that he's the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, which he's not. It's a nice raise thing, and then they twist it. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, I was about to say that shouldn't. I can understand that, but that shouldn't work.
Yeah, no, he's not, because he has these implanted memories that makes him think that this toy that was put there, and that was by that baby, was his, but it's actually a fake memory that was put into his brain because he's a replicant. It makes him feel yeah. And he ends up meeting this woman who's basically trapped. Well, not trapped. She's more kept in this almost quarantine. And she's the best person at designing memories. And she based them on her minor real life stuff. And it makes him break down in a little bit, because he starts to realise that the memory isn't his. Mm-hmm. It is someone else's. And by the way, it's her. She's the baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's Deckard's daughter.
Oh.
And Rachel was the replicant who gave birth. Because, as Holden said in the original, she's a special replicant. She's not like the others.
Yeah.
But I think this is where it gets to my minor problem. The big plot thing.
I can feel it just going.
Yeah. The big plot problem is replicant gives birth, and we want replicants that can give birth, so we can build millions and millions of replicants as our workforce. That's the central conceit of the plot, not the themes of it. And that felt weak to me.
It's lame, and it's been done. It's boring.
Yeah. And that's basically Jared Leto's character and Neander Wallace's plot. I think his acting is fine in this. I know a lot of people have said it's not. A lot of people have said it's amazing and it makes up for Suicide Squad, which
we shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
Judge him in each individual performance.
Yeah. His performance was fine, but the dialogue it felt stilted and wrong. And at one part, I really felt like he was just going to go, mwah, ha, ha, ha. And that,
put his fingers together and go, excellent.
Yeah, basically. And it wasn't written. I think the writing could have been edited a bit. I
think the writing was editing, because I think Jared Leto walked on set and said, I've got a better idea for how what I'm seeing with my character.
Possibly.
My character does that because the fucking idiot takes over the scene, basically.
As much as I do think he's a good performer...
And that's the key question. Good performer, not actor.
I mean, that's the thing. I liked him in Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. So that's my hill.
You're treading dangerously, Ace.
I think that was the best Joker. I'm joking.
Yeah, because then my channel gets shut down.
No, I have to say that, but no, I enjoyed him.
You don't have to say that. You are joking, just for clarification.
Yeah. No, I did enjoy him in Suicide Squad. I think a lot of people misunderstand it.
The problem is everything in Suicide Squad is garbage.
The writing and editing is horrible.
Yeah, everything, like I said.
The production design is great and the acting's fine. That's my
At the end, everything's garbage.
But
go watch our review on that.
Yes. Oh, that review is fantastic. But essentially, we end up getting to this kind of thing of he's trying to find out the whole thing about the baby, and he ends up running into Deckard, which it's good performance. I feel like some of the scenes are dragged on, and there's this whole kind of fight scene which, whilst entertaining, I feel was there for the effects. And that's my issue with that.
Effects actually working against an effect-heavy film.
Yes. I mean, maybe I need to rewatch it because I've only seen it once, and it makes more context in that. But ultimately, it ends up ending in a very small way. There's like
the film?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a fight scene, and it's all dark, and there's like it's near water, so things are getting flooded, and it's like just two people fist fighting basically. Which the character who...
Oh, that's an annoying cliche.
Yeah, Deckard... Sorry, not Deckard. Detective K is fighting a character who I haven't even mentioned, really, because I thought she was dreadful. Being Love, which she works for Jared Leto, and she's like a replicant. She's trying to... I can't even remember what her plot idea is supposed to be. She was very forgetful.
Her plot is, I am woman robot.
Basically, and she's like, I'm cool, I'm fighting. She felt weak to me.
Is that what she says when she says, I'm cool at fighting. Let's fight, Kay.
That was the best line there.
And then someone screams, Mortal Kombat!
And then he ends up taking Deckard to his daughter, and Detective K dies in the snow, and they play Rutger Hauer's theme, and I'm like, really?
What?
I know. It felt painful to me hearing that.
I don't like that.
I know. I hated that moment.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Yeah. But there were some bits that really stuck out in my mind. I was like, someone really loved Cowboy Bebop. When Detective K goes to meet Doc Badger, it really reminded me of the VHS scene in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then a later bit where Love is essentially doing a drone strike. I thought, oh my god, how did Ed get in this film? And I was like, oh no, it's Love. Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. I actually thought like Ed was going to become Detective K's sidekick or something.
Then that would have been best film.
I know. But yeah, overall, I thought the first half hour was amazing. The rest of it is good, despite its massive failings. But it's still one of the best films I've seen this year. And I also, full disclosure, the first Blade Runner is one of my favourite 2 films of all time. So, yeah.
That's cool. I mean, the problem with... what I can see with Blade Runner is when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm going to be snapping up that Blu-ray just to watch the special effects and the making of and the behind the scenes. I want to see every effect and everything made. I don't care about the film, the story.
Okay.
I just want to see how that film was made, and I want to be inspired, and I want to go,
yeah.
That's what I want. And it sounds like it's going to be one of those kinds of films. We rip on people talking about the effects being so good because we are joking about it.
Yeah.
Just for a bit of context, I haven't seen any reviews on this. The first review I've seen of it, only first I've really heard of it. But everyone else has kind of just been like, the graphics, the effects, amazing as they are. What about the story?
Yeah.
Are the actors any good? And no one says that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd be kind of frustrated if you went to go see a superhero film and someone was saying, yeah, but the costumes are great.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally
That's probably what's going to happen with Black Panther, but you'd be a bit frustrated if everyone's going, the costumes in Black Panther are great.
That's the main thing I want to see in Black Panther, the costume design. Literally.
Yeah. And you're going to be a bit wary if someone's going, costumes are great, what about the story? The costumes are great.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't quite want that. But that's kind of what I'm looking forward to in Blade Runner is the aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what I actually am interested in, other than the story.
almost every bit with Joy, I think you're going to be like, I want to see that, because especially the one bit I mentioned that's very similar to her.
Yeah.
That was amazing, and it seems like a simple effect, but it was done so well. I need to see that.
Because next to the I don't know what essentially it's called, but the desert area with all the weird sex statues.
Oh yeah.
And
that's in Vegas.
For some reason, I'm tempted to say Professor K, Inspector K.
Yeah. Detective K.
Detective K coming out of his car with the jacket.
Oh,
which
that was amazing.
And I'm just like, because I've partly seen that shot where he's walking to the house, and I'm like, oh god,
that's
strong.
As I said, that's part of the first 30 minutes, and it's amazing.
Because that's perfect sci-fi noir right there. Just that shot. And even having the colours being reversed, I don't know if that's intentional or not. You know, the white on the black.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's intentional or not, but if it is,
also that costume design, man.
That costume design.
I want that coat.
I see. Which
Detective K's coat.
K's one.
So good.
I want that like pink fluffy thing that girl has.
Oh yeah.
That.
I wanted more of her in the film.
Yeah.
I felt sad that she was there alone.
See, with fashion, that's a future I can get behind.
Yeah.
I don't mind in fashion when they make fashion look awful because it's the future, like in the Hunger Games, where they all look like just crap. But
I like how over the top it is, and that's it.
No, but I mean, that's what I kind of mean. I like the fact that it looks like crap, and that's the point. It's the future. This is how all the rich people dress and all
exactly.
that. I don't mind that, but I also like just actual style and design.
Yes.
We always, in fashion and in design and everything else, we always go back to the past. And I'm glad that we've done that in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
And even in some sense in the filmmaking, so I'm kind of glad that we've gone back and forward with Blade Runner. I think that's probably one of the strongest aspects of the film, is the fact that the director actually understands the world and the theme, and he seems to understand it, not even to the point of him even having trouble understanding it. It seems to just like that. He just gets it.
A nice opening shot where they're passing over the city, and it looks like the walled city that was in China that got taken down because of how dense and populated it is. Like it looks.
Yeah.
That was amazing, and then technology is great. Last thing I really want to say is, I feel like the plot might have been cut in half, in a way. And
do you think so? Real quick, as we end this, do you think that if there is going to be a sequel, that it's immediately going to continue after?
I don't think immediately, but I definitely think there's a lot of bits that plot-wise would have made sense to be in this that they probably put in a sequel. Like, I feel like there was supposed to be riots and some sort of, like, against society fighting.
At the same time, knowing Ridley Scott was behind this, do you think scenes were cut?
No. I think more ideas were presented and it was like, we could save that.
And I hope not. Too.
Same. I hope not. But
I don't want to see that Blu-ray. It was like an hour cut from the film, and
which would make it
doing all this rubbish director's cut BS, and we have to redub Harrison Ford and all that stuff to do narration over it, which they probably should do as a funny thing.
I think that could be a fun little gag. Like, just get Ryan Gosling to narrate the whole thing.
Yeah, just so monotone.
I didn't like my colleagues calling me skin job, but I had to do it for my job.
They were real assholes, but whatever.
But yeah, I still highly recommend it, despite my problems with it.
Yes, I think it's definitely a film if you are into sci-fi, or it looks like your kind of film where you've liked everything Ace has said. Please go see it and please go support it, because I think it really needs some love right now. Definitely needs it. More people need to go see it, I think. Anything else you'd like to add? I think that's really all. Yeah, I guess, just go see it while it's still in cinemas, because, turned out to be a good film. The stars were all aligned. It's just unfortunate that things have happened, but I guess I'll end this review and discussion by saying I was the Angry Raccoon. I'm Ace. And we will see you on the next review and discussion. Auf Wiedersehen. Alright, laters, guys.